around 550 BC. The wilderness of the Iranian plateau. Cyrus II stood atop a hill. Stretching out below him was the land of the Median kingdom, a kingdom he had just conquered. His lieutenant stepped forward with a report. "Your Majesty, Ecbatana has fallen." Cyrus said nothing. He gazed toward the horizon, far beyond the edge of the world he could see. In that moment, what was he thinking? Most likely, he had no intention of stopping here. Media was only the beginning. Around 550 BC, one man began to change the world. His name was Cyrus II. He would later be called Cyrus the Great. The Achaemenid Persian Empire he built would become something humanity had never witnessed before. But his greatness was not forged by military might alone. Cyrus possessed something no other conqueror carried. To understand what that was, we must follow the story of his life. Cyrus did not stop. To the west, he absorbed the kingdom of Lydia and defeated King Croesus. To the east, he extended his reach towards Central Asia, though the precise timing and circumstances of his eastern campaigns remain uncertain in the historical record. With each new territory, the next conquest began. But according to the records, Cyrus's expansion was decisively different from that of other conquerors. He did not destroy the cultures of the peoples he conquered. He did not desecrate the gods of the peoples he conquered. He did not treat conquered kings as mere servants. Why? Cyrus understood something profound. There is a limit to how much territory can be ruled through fear, but territory ruled through respect that has no limit. 539 BC. Babylon. Cyrus passed through the Ishtar Gate. Compared to other conquests, this occupation proceeded with relative ease. According to ancient records, it was not accompanied by large-scale destruction of the city. Nabonidus, king of Babylon, had grown isolated from his own people. He had also fallen into conflict with the priests. The hearts of the people had already turned toward Cyrus. According to the records, when Cyrus entered Babylon, his first act was to go to the temple. There, he offered prayers to Marduk, the god of Babylon. Not the prayer of a conqueror, the prayer of a guardian of his people. Soon after entering Babylon, Cyrus issued a decree. It was inscribed on a clay cylinder, what we call today the Cyrus Cylinder. Carved into it in cuneiform script were these words: "I permit all peoples to worship their own gods. All peoples brought to Babylonia may return to their homelands." The Jewish people, too, were freed from the Babylonian captivity. The Hebrew Bible calls Cyrus the Anointed of the Lord. A Persian king appears as a hero in the sacred scriptures of Judaism. Yet modern scholars are careful to note the nature of this inscription. It was written in the form of a traditional Mesopotamian royal legitimacy declaration, a political document designed to win the loyalty of Babylon's people as their new king. Leading research institutions, including the British Museum, maintain a careful distance from equating it with a modern declaration of human rights. And yet, none of that diminishes the remarkable nature of its content. To honor the gods of a conquered people, to return captives to their homelands. According to the records, Cyrus said this: "To rule is to win the hearts of the people, but even great empires are always shaken from within." When Cyrus's son Cambyses II died, the empire plunged into a crisis of fragmentation. Rebellions erupted across the land. False kings rose up on every side. From that chaos, one man emerged: Darius. According to the Behistun inscription, he records that immediately after taking the throne, he crushed rebellions across the empire one by one and overthrew numerous pretenders to power. In 522 BC, he took the throne as Darius I. According to the records, he declared, "Cyrus built the empire. I will complete it." But within his heart, a far greater ambition was taking shape. Darius was a genius administrator. The problem he faced was one of scale. To the east, India; to the west, Egypt; to the north, the Caspian Sea; to the south, the Arabian Sea. How do you govern an empire this vast? Darius's answer was the system of satrapies. He divided the empire into regional administrative districts, each governed by a satrap. Herodotus records roughly 20 tax districts, though the number shifted across time and purpose. Each province had its governor, yet local culture, religion, and custom were to be respected. This was far more than administrative reform. By allowing conquered peoples to preserve their own identity, he extinguished the very motive for rebellion. That was Darius's design. And to support this system, the Royal Road was built, 2,700 kilometers in length. From Susa to Sardis, the Royal Road connected the empire like a single artery. Along this road stood 111 stations. At each station, fresh horses and messengers stood ready. Ancient sources tell us that a distance that would take an ordinary traveler many weeks could be covered in a fraction of the time by royal couriers when conditions allowed. In his histories, Herodotus praised the swiftness of these couriers with words to this effect: "Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor darkness can stop these messengers." This was no ordinary road. It was the nervous system of the empire. Orders reached Egypt with speed. Reports of rebellion entered the king's ears without delay. Goods moved safely along well-maintained highways. It was the royal road that made the Achaemenid Empire function. But Darius's innovations did not end there. He established the Daric, a gold coin that circulated widely across the entire empire. While minted coinage itself had been pioneered by the Kingdom of Lydia, Darius fixed the exchange rate between the Daric gold coin and the Siglo silver coin, establishing a unified economic zone across the empire. What did that mean? An Egyptian merchant could purchase silk from India. A craftsman in Babylon could order pottery from Greece. A herder in Central Asia could acquire spices from Arabia. The empire became one vast, unified market. And the more trade flourished, the deeper the dependence on the empire grew. The deeper the dependence, the stronger the loyalty. Rule through economics. Darius understood its essence 2,500 years ago. Around 500 BC, the Achaemenid Persian Empire had reached heights no human civilization had ever witnessed. Its territory stretched across 8 million square kilometers, from the Indus River in the east to the Aegean Sea in the west, from the Caucasus Mountains in the north to the Nile River in the south, and its population, an estimated 50 million souls. Population estimates for pre-modern eras vary widely among scholars, but across multiple estimates, including those recognized by Guinness World Records, the Achaemenid Empire at its height is said to have controlled a territory home to approximately 44% of the world's population at the time. An empire spanning 3 continents. For a long time, no empire in human history came close to surpassing that record. At the heart of that golden age stood Darius I. Yet within his heart, one question must have burned. Why had this empire, vast beyond all measure, not yet collapsed? The backbone of the empire was the Immortals, always 10,000 strong. When one fell, another immediately took his place. That was why they were called the Immortals. They were Darius's personal guard, the ultimate military symbol of the empire. But here lies the empire's true secret. Military force alone cannot maintain a territory this vast. 10,000 elite soldiers cannot directly control tens of millions of people. It is simply impossible. So why did the empire not collapse? The answer is tolerance. The greatest strength of the Achaemenid Empire was tolerance. Royal inscriptions emphasized devotion to Ahura Mazda, but religious policy across the empire varied greatly by region. Rather than a single state religion, the reality was closer to the broad preservation of local religious practices in each territory. Darius prayed to Amun, the god of Egypt. He honored Marduk of Babylon. He permitted the Jewish people to rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. He did not destroy the gods of the peoples of India. For a conquered people, what is the most terrifying thing of all? It is the loss of their identity. To have their gods stripped away, to have their language forbidden, to have their culture erased. The Achaemenid Empire did none of these things. Conquered peoples could become subjects of Persia and still remain themselves. And so the motive for rebellion faded. Tolerance made the empire strong. And in recent years, administrative documents from Persepolis, analyzed by the Oriental Institute of the University of Chicago, have revealed another astonishing fact. The workers who sustained the massive construction projects at Persepolis were paid wages in silver and food. Rather than large-scale slave labor, paid employment was the norm. Cases have even been confirmed of women serving as supervisors on site, receiving higher rations than their male counterparts. The empire's prosperity was sustained not by coercion, but by systematized economic activity. Not only the words inscribed on the Cyrus Cylinder, but actual administrative records bear witness to the Achaemenid spirit of tolerance. But the Achaemenid Empire too had its wall. Greece, 490 BC, the Battle of Marathon. Darius's great army was defeated by the heavy infantry of Athens. Later tradition holds that Darius swore vengeance, vowing never to forget Athens. Whether those words were actually spoken, however, is uncertain in the historical record. Even so, he swore his revenge. But before that dream could be fulfilled, Darius died. His son Xerxes I launched a massive campaign against Greece, but failed at Thermopylae and the Battle of Salamis. This was the turning point. The Persian Empire abandoned its ambitions to the west, and it turned its gaze inward. Great empires often crumble not from outside enemies, but from within. The Achaemenid Empire was no different. By the time a century had passed, since the age of Cyrus, power struggles at court had become ceaseless. With every succession to the throne, sons fought each other in blood. Capable satraps attempted to break away in independence. Intrigue and assassination filled the royal court. But the machinery of empire still lived. The satrapy system continued to function. The royal road carried travelers and merchants. The Daric moved markets. Such was the strength of the system Darius had built. And then the end came. 331 BC. The Battle of Gaugamela. Alexander the Great of Macedon shattered the great army of Darius III. According to the records, Darius III fled the battlefield. Those who pursued him were his own Persian generals, and Darius was killed by his own men. 330 BC. Alexander occupied Persepolis. The Achaemenid Empire, which had endured for approximately 220 years, reached its end. But here lies a strange paradox of history. Alexander destroyed the empire, but he did not destroy its spirit. When Alexander entered Persepolis, he dressed himself in the royal robes of Persia. He preserved the Persian satrapy system. He incorporated Persian administrators into his own empire. He respected Persian culture and religion. He had understood the greatest legacy of the Achaemenid Empire. Military force alone cannot maintain a vast empire. Without tolerance and institutional structure, every empire is built on sand. The Achaemenid Empire fell, but its spirit lived on. The Roman Empire, the Islamic caliphates, they all walked the road the Achaemenid Empire had opened. Today, a replica of the Cyrus Cylinder is sometimes featured in displays at the United Nations, though the form of its exhibition has varied over time. Academically, it is understood as distinct from a modern declaration of human rights, and yet the attention paid to what this inscription represents continues, more than 500 years later. More than 300 years have passed since the Achaemenid Empire came to its end. And yet what they left behind is still alive. The concept of federalism as a form of governance, the political wisdom of respecting religious belief, the mechanism of economic integration through currency, the administrative spirit grounded in employment and record-keeping. All of these were given form by the Achaemenid Empire, an empire that lasted approximately 220 years. An empire that ruled over a substantial portion of the world's population. But its greatest legacy was neither territory nor military power. Tolerance makes an empire strong. That was the truth. Now, I put a question to you. History does not repeat itself, but it rhymes. What the Achaemenid Empire proved is a single truth. There is a limit to how far fear can rule, but there is no limit to how far respect and tolerance can rule. What do you think? Are today's leaders learning the lessons of the Achaemenid Empire? And one more question. Was Cyrus's tolerance born of true strength, or was it a calculated strategy to maintain his empire? Does that distinction change anything? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for witnessing this moment in history with me, all the way to the end. On this channel, we journey through the forgotten empires like the Achaemenids, the decisive moments that shifted the course of human history, and the human dramas that never make it into the textbooks. If you want to go beyond the surface of history and reach into the minds of the people who were there, in that moment, in that place, subscribe and turn on notifications. Your single click becomes the next step into history. Until next time.